The stars hadn't changed. Not really. Maybe they'd shifted in relation to the expansion of the spiral arm or the gravitational pulls of distant black holes, but to the naked eye, they were the same constellations I remembered staring at from Earth's deserts as a boy. Now I was 37, sitting on the observation deck of a deep space transport called Relentless Grace, nursing a cracked rib and a busted knee. We just limped out of an ambush in the Mixari expanse. 3 gunships lost. Most of the crew injured. I was lucky to still be breathing. I wasn't thinking about war or wounds. I was thinking about her. Karel of the Dravari. She wasn't like the others. Not quite human. Her skin shimmered with a dusky lilac hue under certain lights, and her voice carried melodic undertones that sounded like song even when she whispered. She'd once told me it was how her people soothed children, their voices naturally tuned to harmonize. We'd met on Virex 7. I was part of a security detail assigned to escort a diplomatic envoy. She was on the other side, the enemy side, but something went wrong. Pirates hit both factions, slaughtered without care for allegiance. April saved my life. Took a plasma blast in the shoulder for me. I returned the favor minutes later. We hid together for days in the irradiated caves of Virex. That's when it happened. Fragile alliance. Then something deeper. But when rescue finally came, we were pulled apart by our own people. She was taken back to her kind, and I was ordered to erase the entire event from my official record. Interspecies fraternization, especially with former enemies, was forbidden. I never saw her again, or so I thought. Middle. Lieutenant Carson, the comm crackled. You're wanted on Docking Bay 3. Now. I dragged my aching body down to the bay, expecting some post-battle assignment or reprimand. The airlock hissed as the exterior door cycled. Standing in the docking tunnel was a small group of Dravari. My heart nearly stopped when I saw her, Kull. Her eyes, those glowing silver pools, widened as they landed on me. She stepped forward hesitantly at first, then rushed through the last few meters. I thought I would never find you again, she said. And then she hugged me. Not a polite diplomatic gesture. Not the cold grip of warriors. This was raw real. Her arms wrapped around me, trembling, her body shaking with held-back sobs. I didn't care that I was injured. I pulled her closer, pressing my face into her hair. Karel, I whispered. How are you here? She stepped back slightly, brushing her fingers along my jaw in the way she used to. I've searched a dozen systems. Every lead. Every contact. I even learned to intercept human military codes. Dangerous, I know, but I had to find you. I thought your people would have kept you from ever contacting me again. They tried. After Virex, I was branded reckless. But I rose in rank. Earned autonomy. The war cooled. Things changed. You changed me, Carson. And I never stopped believing we'd meet again. I looked past her at the Dravari delegation. Their leader gave a slight nod. Acknowledgement, not resistance. Are you here for diplomacy? Yes. In part, she replied. But the truth is, I requested this assignment. I knew you were here. Over the next few days, she remained at my side. Talk, laugh, even argued just like before. But it was clear something had shifted in the galaxy. The war that once raged between humans and Dravari had entered a delicate ceasefire. There was talk of alliances now, of joint colonies and cultural exchange. Karel was one of the champions of that movement. I want to show our people what we learned on Virex, she said one night as we sat under simulated stars in the Arboretum. That trust is possible. That love, even between species, is real. I turned to her, heart pounding. You still call it that? What else would it be? She whispered, taking my hand. It never left me, Carson. But how could this work? Regulations. Command. You're still an alien diplomat, and I'm a soldier bound to Earth's fleet. She smiled softly. Then we changed the rules. Climax. Her plan was bold. A joint mission, one human, one Dravari, to lead the new colony effort on Theros 4. A symbol of cooperation. Peace. Naturally, Fleet Command balked. I was hauled into briefing rooms, interrogated, threatened with discharge. You're compromising security, barked Admiral Voss. She's not one of us. She saved my life, I growled back. She's better than half the officers in this room. You're risking everything for a fantasy. No, I said. I'm choosing something worth fighting for. We've fought wars for decades. Maybe it's time to fight for love. That earned me a court-martial. But before the sentence could be passed, something unexpected happened. The Dravari High Council endorsed Karel's mission, officially and publicly. The PR waves were massive. Suddenly, the human government couldn't afford to appear hostile. They dropped the charges. Quietly. I was reassigned to Theros 4. Karel became my co-lead. Ending. The sun on Theros 4 was unlike anything in the Sol system. Orange-pink skies. Forests that glowed at night. Our colony was small at first. 50 humans. 50 Dravari. Progress was slow, trust slower. But we made it work. Together. One evening, months later, Karel stood beside me on a high ridge overlooking the settlement. We did it, I murmured. She wrapped her arms around me from behind, her head resting on my shoulder. I told you I'd find you again. And I still can't believe it, I said. I never forgot your face, she whispered. Every night in the dark, I dreamed of this. I turned in her arms. What now? We build. Future. Home. Maybe even a family. And blinked. You mean? It's possible. Difficult. But the scientists believe hybrid children might thrive on this world. I looked into her eyes, feeling both awe and terror. That's a big step. She leaned in, her lips brushing mine. The first of many. Plug. Years later, when the Human-Dravari alliance was firm and peace had held across half a dozen systems, historians would ask what started it. Some would point to treaties and trade agreements. But those who knew the truth spoke of two soldiers, one human, one alien, who fell in love in the caves of a dying world, found each other again against all odds, and proved that even across the stars, connection was possible. I thought I would never find you again, she had said. But she did. And that made all the difference.